In a world where success is measured by the size of your paycheck or the number of zeros in your bank account, have you ever actually paused to think if there might be more to it than just money? And yes, in our societies, especially in the West, unfortunately, success usually is equated with wealth and some type of fame. More often than not, we tend to completely ignore the most important aspects of true fulfillment. But I'm really starting to believe that success should be defined as so many other things. For me, real success is something that you gain internally before anything else. It is about feeling like you're already successful no matter what, simply because you're living this human experience, you're living this not so easy and straightforward life, and you are doing your best, which honestly in reality sometimes to me seems a lot more complicated than just making cash. And if you have been feeling down on yourself because of a lack of a huge bank account or any of those markers that modern society deems to be successful, then you need to stop and give yourself some compassion, girl. Yup. Welcome to my LSD dose. On this channel, we're all about exploring personal transformations and how to get from scarcity mindset and into abundant being. And if you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe. Your support means the world to us. Thank you. Guys, and I get it. It is so much easier said than done. I understand that there's a lot of pressure that we feel from the outside world to make money, to sustain ourselves, our families, etc. And trust me, I'm still reconciling this notion within myself and having a hard time fully embracing whatever I just mentioned in terms of maybe success not being equal to money or fame. I have been on this super intense personal development journey, as I have been mentioning in my videos, but at the same time I was also exerting myself in my work life and trying to become successful in the more like generally accepted sense of the word, because I did feel just kind of like I was left behind. You see, I've had like a million jobs, but I never really reached that level of success in any of them. And then I started my own business and it's been such a slow burner. So it's been hard to accept that and believe that, good things are coming to me at some point. But also at the same time, I was feeling all this indirect pressure from my peers and my friends, who most of them have really stable jobs, they're really moving up in their careers, some even have husbands, kids, families, etc., etc. Yet there I was, barely swimming above the surface, trying to embody everything at once while allegedly healing myself. I mean, it was just becoming impossible. And so I had to kind of prioritize the one thing or the other. I don't fully believe that we all need to be on the same timeline. Everybody has their own journey, their life path. For me, I just had this realization that I needed to take a couple of steps back and redefine what success meant to me, despite, the general notion that society imposes on us. So like, for example, if you're feeling super anxious, stressed, or depressed because you're basically stuck in this narrow loop of this potentially outdated definition of being accomplished, then it is clearly because you haven't really defined what success really means to you personally. You have to remind yourself that everything we see in the modern media is marketing. It is not real. I keep on saying it, but it is true. We constantly see these success stories which make us feel quite small. But in order to feel big on the inside and feel fully satisfied with where you are today in your life, and hopefully not suffer so much anymore psychologically, yes, we need to start creating our own definitions. And just to kind of prove my point here, there are actually so many true stories out there of people who went all in, allegedly got it all, reached those heights that everyone apparently dreams of, and then suddenly they lost their sanity, all their money, all their fame, and sometimes even their lives. It really kind of begs the question, is this really the way to go about achieving your dreams? And is having buckets of cash really indicative of some kind of a superior being? I mean, I don't know. But to me, it doesn't really sound like it. Because if we look at those examples that I just mentioned, and there are quite a lot of them out there, you kind of start seeing this pattern of people who just prioritized the external, the material gains in their lives. And then they had these downfalls, these huge downfalls actually, because something on the inside was still lacking. There was no real sense of fulfillment and being like successful internally as an established human being in our world, in our society. That part of them was not there. So no matter how much of material accomplishments they were stacking up, it was still not enough. There was still a big fat hole that needed to be filled. That's a real fucking shame. Or this other one that I've been hearing quite a lot from people that I also personally actually know. Oh yeah, so I achieved my goals and oops, it actually felt the same. I did not feel any happier. I did not feel any more satisfied. I did not feel that different as I did before I basically got my first 1 million bucks. So yep. Since I've been questioning all these things inside my head in my life, I had to take this chat to two of my closest friends because they could see that I wasn't really managing so well. I was constantly tired and I was stressed. But what the fuck, how was I supposed to get into this internally happy place when I was still falling victim to the rat race, feeling unhappy with myself and low on my self-esteem because I was not a millionaire by the age of 31. So my friends were just like, bro, chill the fuck out. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself because the work that you're doing internally on yourself right now is super important and you are on your own specific journey. And mind you, this type of behavior of looking within and being all spiritual and whatnot and healing was not exactly typical of me. Yes, I've been dabbling in it here and there, but usually my MO was to kind of be in this escape mode. And I never really stopped for a second to figure out, who is Maria? Who am I? And what does Maria want to do in her life? And, just because everybody out there is some kind of a tech bro or a content creator does not necessarily mean that that's what you should be aspiring to be, or me or anyone out there, really. Regardless of any of that, I was still but I'm 31 and I haven't achieved shit. I don't have time to take this time for myself and figure out who I am. I gotta run, race. And this is exactly that moment in which I started thinking, but what really is happiness and what does it really mean to be successful in this life? And maybe, just maybe, it's not what we socially decided it should be. Maybe it's really not the worst of ideas to kind of pause and look back at our lives in the perspective of what kind of human being that we are today. Are you suppressing your trauma? Are you attached to external factors like your business, your career, or your relationships? Maybe you have some unhealthy and toxic attachments, all because you just generally feel quite empty on the inside. What would happen if I was to take everything away from you today? Or maybe you never even got there in the first place. Would you literally just feel like nothing? Like you are an empty shell of a human being and you have nothing to show for yourself? Would that be the case? Or maybe you have been hurt. Well, actually, no, unless you're some kind of a lucky creature, you have been hurt most likely. So what happens next? You're just going to immerse yourself in your work, in potentially all the nice things that you have managed to get in your life, while suppressing the pain that you have probably been feeling on the inside for a very long time. And then what? You're going to keep on hurting others or yourself? To me personally, that seems like a lot more of a failed life. I know it sounds harsh. It is a lost opportunity to take your pretty ass out there and grow as a human being in this world, in this society, and start creating value for yourself and for other people out there. Moreover, if we don't, our success is being built on a very unstable foundation, just like in the examples that I previously mentioned. And the odds of it crumbling out of nowhere are pretty freaking high. And even more so when we don't heal, when we don't take the opportunity to figure out who we are as humans and work on ourselves, we actually can be pretty horrible partners, bosses, friends, and family members. Guys, the reason why I'm being so potentially harsh and telling you all of this is because so many of us out there, including myself, struggle with it so much. We feel like failures, not good enough, late bloomers, or whatever you might call it, while everybody else is like miles ahead of us, seems like. Well, it's not true. And if you find yourself in that type of position, in that mentality, in that thinking, then I think it is really an opportunity for you to kind of start introspectively looking at yourself and at your life and at your definitions of what it means to be an accomplished person, an accomplished human, and just like to get to know yourself on a deeper level. So anyways, what is real success? What is real success to me? What is real success to you? What I came to understand and what I came to believe is that true and real success is actually about becoming the best version of yourself. Write it down, say it again, rewind. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. Healing emotionally, mentally, physically, so that you, like I said, again, will repeat myself, can bring actual real value to yourself and the world around you, no matter how big or small it may be. And whether you want to change the entirety of it, that's completely up to you. That's cool. But it is about coming from that place of, I want to bring value because I know who I am and this is like my mission in life. And it doesn't have to be about changing the world. It could also be like, I don't know, you want to do something small, you want to start a family. It is all about just being authentic to yourself and to your desires, your wishes in life. And yeah, you as a person, as a human, like who are you? And what is it that you want to accomplish in your life? And depending on those answers, if you are working hard towards those goals, that is your success. That is what success is. It is not about what it is socially acceptable and what we are being pressured to believe that it is. As an example, I want to have a great relationship with myself. I want to learn how to love myself and not be so attached to, the opposite sex, because I've had my fair share of toxic attachments and I'm still getting myself out of those unhealthy patterns. I do hope to manifest a time in which I wake up in the morning feeling happy, feeling vivacious, feeling full of life. And yeah, hopefully next to like a man who loves me deeply. That would be the dream. But as a disclaimer, I just want to get this out there. I just want to put this out there. I am not here to tell you that you should become some kind of a monk and like forget about money and forget about all material wealth and all material amazing things and travels and this and that, because it's all like part of the matrix and it's all bullshit. That is not what my message is here whatsoever, because I actually think money is freaking great. I love money. I love everything that money gives me. But money is something that actually enhances who you already are on the inside. So say if you're a shitty person who doesn't care about anyone in this world and then you come into like a bunch of money, you're going to be 10x that shitty person and you're probably going to hurt a lot of people. Or on the flip side, if you're somebody who's giving, somebody who's like happy on the inside, somebody who's just like in love with life and in love with people, like we're all one, I know what I want, I know who I am, and then you come into a bunch of money, you are going to be like the biggest asset to this world. You're just going to amplify that love and that happiness, and you're probably going to give so much and you're going to be so generous, and it's just going to be freaking beautiful. Some last words of advice: be you, create your own rules. Do not look too much to whatever the hell people are doing on the outside. Instead, do whatever the fuck makes you and only you happy. And the best way to do it is by taking a step back and defining your own personal meaning of success and disregarding societal norms and whatever the hell is propagated in the media and on socials, because real fulfillment lies in aligning your life, your circumstances with whatever truly brings you joy. Whether it's pursuing a career or starting a family or any other personal aspiration that you might have, it's all fantastic, it's all great, it's all you, and it's your journey and it's your rules and it's your life and you only have one of it to live. Even if you believe in reincarnation, still in this embodiment, this is your only chance to basically make it count. As always, thank you for tuning in, you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like. Always happy to answer any questions and would love to hear your own definitions of success and what it actually means to you as well. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.